Flosstube.
Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Jane.
And we're the Boss Stitchers. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 2. Today is Monday, August 24th.
Yep.
And to all our new viewers, thanks for joining us. And to our returning viewers, thanks for coming back.
Chris, would you like to throw out the first stitch?
Play ball!
Sure, Jane.
So what was the first thing that you stitched on since our last episode?
Well, this is my first and my only whip for today. And this is the lavender and lace that I showed last week. Whoops, a little sun there, but this is an oldie from 1989. And of course, I never get done quite as much as I want to, but since this was the only thing I worked on this week, I did get a fair amount done. I got this whole side of Santa's coat there. There were some splotches, I guess, missing before. So I got that all done, and I started the corner there of this. So that was a pretty good amount. I had started doing some little confetti stitches on the berries over here, and I thought, nah, I got too much to do still on this to just be doing the detail. I need a big swath of stitching to get done.
Because for those of you who don't know, what's the prize at the end of this?
Well, the prize is, this has been a long, languishing project. And when I told my husband I was going back to working on this, he said, if you finish that, I'll take you anywhere in the world you want to go. And I know he said that because he never expects to see it done. So I'm accepting the challenge and sticking with it.
And you're going to prove him wrong.
That's right. That's what cross stitch is all about.
That's right.
How about you, Jane? What did you work on for the first stitch?
So, as promised, I had a new start right on the day of our last episode, which is last Saturday. A week ago Saturday,
yeah.
And I got the, let's see, I think this sun is going to be a little bit of a problem right now.
Yeah,
but
we didn't take that into account.
Yeah, well, we're new at this. So. Anyway, this is from the Awesome Pattern Studio, and it is called Boston. And I did start it, and this is how much I got done on it.
Oh, that's great, Jane. I love that fabric.
So it is coming along.
What is that fabric, Jane?
The fabric is, what is the fabric, Chris?
Is there, well, it looks like 28 count Lugana.
Yeah.
Some sort of a light blue. I don't know if it has
it's a light blue. I'm not really sure.
Name, but it's a pretty shade.
Yeah. So what I wanted to show you guys is that not only did I buy the Boston pattern, but I don't know if you've been on the Awesome Pattern Studio, but they have some awesome patterns. And while I was on there looking, I found this mandala turkey, which I think is really beautiful. It's got a lot of colors in it, but it's really pretty. And then the other one that I bought was called Space Rocket.
Nice.
I had an idea that I was going to do this and then put something about give me space at least 6 feet. But I
That
haven't.
would be very apropos for you at work,
I
too.
know. I
Yeah.
know. But I don't know if I'll do it. I ended up doing another pattern with that sentiment on it. So these patterns, though, they come with black and white symbols. They come with color blocks. They come with colored symbols. The colored blocks with symbols. So any way that you like to
slice and dice it, they've done
any
it.
way that you like to read your cross stitch patterns, they have it. So I would highly recommend you going to take a look at their site.
That's great.
So I just have one other whip this week. I am still working on the JBW Seaside Series. I worked on the Seagull this week. And this is how far I've gotten.
Oh,
So
that's good.
his legs and his butt. And so
I love all those colors. They're so complimentary.
yeah, this one is, the fabric on this is 28 count. Lugana is Zweigart, and the color is coral. You will see that.
That's pretty. You want me to put
But-
that board up behind you?
Oh yeah,
Up a little.
yeah, that helps. And then the floss I'm using is Weeks Dye Works Blue Jeans.
That's a nice color.
All right, so that
Very
takes care
versatile.
of whips for the week.
And are there some finishes, Jane?
Well, I actually do have some finishes. So, plugging along on the Seaside Series, I've already done the dolphin. I showed that last week.
Yeah.
And so this week I finished up the crab. And I'll give you this to hold.
I think that's my favorite.
I like that.
I love
he
that
came out
one.
really good.
That really stands out well on that fabric.
The crab is 25 count Colmar Zweigart. It's Aqua. And I used Color and Cotton Barn Red.
Nice.
And I think he came out really cute.
Yeah,
So.
that's great.
And then I showed you last week my turtle that I was working on. And the turtle
Dog
is
obviously doesn't know we're filming.
the turtle is on 32 count April Showers linen by BeStitchMe, and the floss is Weeks Dye Works Caribbean.
Caribbean, that's
So.
the perfect
Yeah, I know.
title and color for that.
Yeah, for a sea turtle.
Yeah.
I
I think
have-
we've got a big one coming up.
Yeah, so you guys all know that this is the 100th anniversary of the white women's right to vote. So a lot of people are doing Suffragette, and this was my version of it.
This is beautiful.
So I really liked the Summer House Stitchworks Votes for Women. I really liked this pattern, but I thought it wasn't enough. So I decided to then combine it with the Suffragette from Little House Needleworks. So, and there's a sale going on with this, with Stitching with the Sisterlies.
Oh,
So I decided to combine this pattern with the Summer House Stitchworks. But
that wasn't enough.
well, the Summer House Stitchworks, so this is way too long. And so I needed to make this wider.
Okay.
And then I did this little
Yeah, I love how you work that in.
vote button, and I did that 1/1.
Ooh. And what
And-
is this fabric and count, Jane?
This fabric is a 32 count linen. I think it's just a natural
Okay.
linen. I did change all of the colors. The colors for the Summer House Stitchworks were a little bit brighter, and I wanted them really to be more muted.
Yeah.
So I changed really all of the colors. And these doves,
Yeah.
excuse me, I stitched 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Because the
So
first-
you got 'em right.
The first time I stitched them in white, and it didn't
Stand out.
It didn't stand out at
Yeah.
all.
No.
So then I used winter white, which is 3865.
Okay.
So I stitched a whole bird, and then I pulled it out, and then I stitched with 3865, and then I put it down, and I walked out of the room, and come back, and I didn't like that either. So I ended up with B5200.
Okay. That really
So
pops then.
yeah, so
Yeah.
B5200 for the white. Also, I used B5200
dress.
on her dress
Yeah. Yeah.
too.
This
so
really is just lovely.
So then, because I needed, it was wider. I needed to add some different elements.
Right. Right.
And I wasn't really crazy about the plant. So, again, from Little House Needleworks, I took the Early Americans, number 5, and I used the pot with the flags and the 2 birds
Great.
for this middle part here.
That's
And then, like I
perfect.
said, I needed something here, so I stitched, the button actually comes with the Summer House Stitchworks, so you can stitch the buttons separately. So I just stitched the button 1/1, and then the rest, the top is the Suffragette Proclaimed. But then I needed just a little bit extra on the side here. So then I took, again, Little House Needleworks, Early Americans. This is number 1. This is Betsy Ross.
Good thing you bought that whole series, Jane.
I know. And so I just used this little motif right up here.
The piece de resistance.
Just to give it a little bit of extra.
That is great.
So that's my version of
So-
Suffragette.
You're going to frame this, right?
I am going to frame it, and I should probably frame it pretty soon.
Yeah, right. I know, you put the effort into getting it done this year.
Right? Yeah. So
That's great.
so those are my finishes. Chris,
All
you have
right.
some
Well,
finishes.
I have a couple of pandemic FFOs. Excuse me while I pull that out. Just grab my pattern from under there. Okay, this is from the Stitcherhood, Scrooge and Marley. And I made this for my husband because we're both accountants. How exciting. And he is a huge Christmas Carol fan. So I wasn't sure if I'd do it in, this is the called for color. If I do it in this or more Christmas shades, but I went for this and figured we could leave it out all year round.
Yeah, I like
And
that. I like that a lot.
the fabric is close to what's called for. It called for tan, Ada, and I think this is either oatmeal or flax. So this was a really easy, very comforting piece for the pandemic.
Yeah.
So
Now,
that was
and what
good.
did you use for the? What did you use for the floss?
Oh, that was the called for.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was a DMC 3799. It says gray, but I think it's really more brown. I mean, I think that shows pretty accurate there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
what it is.
And who framed it for you?
Michael's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Had to go back because the
A little bit of a
last
glare
they
there.
charged me for wasn't originally on it, but once we got that taken care of, it was fine.
I like that. So you're gonna hang it up now?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. I like it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that was fun.
Very nice.
So this next piece, another pandemic piece, and this is
Wow.
an old kit. It was a Bobby G design that I do believe is still available. I've seen it on Hirschner's and maybe the Stitchery. And so this one I did have sitting around for a long time. And for the first time in our lives, our family went away for Christmas, and also for the first time we went on a cruise. And my husband now says, given everything that's transpired since then, it's the last time he'll be going on a cruise as well. But so I kind of picked this up from my stash to take along for something that would be easy and kind of fun during the season. And the one change that I'd make in the future is to realize that I don't necessarily have to use the fabric that a kit came with. And it was an old ivory 14 count Ada. And next time, if I have the time to pull something together, I'd rethink that. But I'm still
it looks great.
happy with
Yeah.
the way that it came out. And again, Michael's, and I think they did a good job on framing it. So
Yeah, it looks
that's
great.
kind of a fun piece that will be going to my sister-in-law, who I don't think would
Really?
be watching.
Wow, your sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a nice present.
So that's it for me for the
Okay. All right.
finishes.
All right. What
Haul?
about haul?
Well, okay.
I just have one small piece.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if I go first?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So, I have 2 beagles. They are
She
two
does.
beagle girls, and they
adorable.
are very, very sweet. And I was looking on Etsy and found a designer called Little Room in the Attic. And so I had to get the yoga beagles.
That is great.
And Lefty, one of my beagles, she is always doing downward facing dog. So
When she's not escaping.
yes, this one I really love. He's like
That-
on his head.
That is really cute. You'll have to show some other beagle stitching in the future.
I will. Yeah. All right.
I love
so
that.
that's all that I got for haul.
All right. I didn't do too badly either. I should probably take that out. This is a fairly new patent, I believe, by Puttini, and it's the Sleepless Stitcher. I thought that was really fun. And the only special floss, I'd say, that was called for in this is, and excuse my pronunciation, but I'm going to say it's Simonas Iris by Romy's Creations for all this blue sky that's in here. And I really just thought that made it. So I hunted that down and found it on Dames of the Needle. And as Jane would tell me, no floss can travel alone. So this is the Simonas iris, which I think is really beautiful. And then I just proceeded to get a few more that for nothing in particular other than
They're pretty.
it's just they're pretty. And they just appeal to me. Oh, was that Caribbean Sea like you used, or maybe it's a different brand,
yeah,
but same idea.
I use Weeks Dye Works, but
Yeah. So that's just a few various other ones, and the green one's Planet Earth, which I thought was great. Purple is Gentle Violet, Red Passion, Summer Sky, and Raspberry.
they're really pretty.
Yeah. So I'll look forward to using all those and some other.
Some future projects.
Yeah, to be determined. And the only other thing I got was, I'm sure that many of you will be familiar with this year's Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. It really is a great one. And there's many tempting ones in here, but I think I mentioned last week how I'm suddenly very taken with Quakers. So I'm going to do the Quaker Pumpkin this here, and I think all the called fors. This is 28 count Sandcastle from Picture This Plus. I think that looks kind of pretty close to the real thing there, and some felt to back it with. And I was
Felt
saying,
to back it with.
yeah, because actually you just and the hoop. I got the whole kit and caboodle.
Wow.
So yeah, you just frame it in the hoop. So
Really?
easy enough. Even I can do that finishing, I think.
That's cool.
And I was joking to Jane that
it's already like stained.
yeah, I know.
Stained.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Everything was from 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I like it.
And I was joking to Jane that last week I showed a Quaker piece, and when I pulled these colors out, these are all Weeks Dye Lot, all the called fors with that, and it's a very similar palette. I definitely, I definitely have that tendency to stitch fall or Christmas. So I'm looking at starting that on some future date. And that's it for me.
Great.
All right. How about you, Jane?
So you're going to do this one up quick and give it to me, right?
Of course I am.
Okay, nice.
You read my mind.
Was that
You know how quickly I whip things up.
Was that it for haul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want to show
so.
the pattern from Raise the Roof
Oh,
for
thank
last
you.
week?
Yep. Just in case anyone wanted to see it, I forgot to. I mentioned this pattern last week from this finish I had, My Cone Runneth Over. And again, I don't know that this is available. It's from 2006, and someone kindly left it on the giveaway table at Galleria last year, for which I'm grateful, but just thought
really
I'd
nice.
pull that out.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So let's see, plans.
Plans?
Yes.
What about you?
So my plan is to continue with the Seaside series.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty
good.
well with those, and I have
Racing along.
a few more that I want to do before I start stitching on Coming to America.
Oh.
So I have that, and then I really do want to continue stitching on the Boston piece, because that's our trademark,
yeah.
right? So continue stitching on that, and just the Seaside series. I will probably pick up Coming to America this weekend when I go
That's
to
exciting.
my LNS, The World in Stitches, which is in Littleton, Massachusetts.
Great place.
So, plans for you?
Well, I think I've got, well, last week I mentioned that I was going to keep plugging away with Santa. So I'm pretty much just status quo. I'm going to keep going on that. I did not take out Pumpkin House, the Halloween one that I don't have too much more to go on. So I'm going to do that, and I think I will try to avoid a new start until I get substantial
Okay.
progress done at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we actually lied to you already. It's only our second episode. We said that we were going to film every 2 weeks, and so this is early for us because Chris was going to be unavailable this coming weekend. So we decided that we would film early in the week. And then, what do you think about our next episode?
I'm thinking I'm going to have a little foot surgery, so that should mean plenty of time for stitching, I figure.
Yeah.
So I think are we kind of looking at Labor Day weekend, do you think?
Probably, because
All
that's,
right.
what, 2 weeks from?
Yeah, not this coming weekend, but the
But
one
the next
after?
one, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We
so
should have loads of progress to show you by then.
Chris should have loads of progress to show you by then.
Let's not make any more false promises, Jane.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and keep stitching. We hope to see you next time. And like Chris said, thank you for tuning in, all of you who subscribed. And thank you so much for your comments. We really appreciate it.
Like us.
And like us, yes. Like, subscribe, send us comments, send us questions. We'd be happy to answer them. So until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.